Edumasa, and I say thank God it's Monday. It's been a while since we met up to perform this beautiful ritual. Indeed, one of radio's finest. One of the few moments that we all come together in spite of our differences for one purpose, the common and greater good of Mother Ghana. Right here on Joy 99.7 FM. Welcome to the ritual I call That's My Opinion. So, you know what? At this time, I'll say, let us all gather and make truth good. Folks, our topic today, Enti Yarang Assassini Ana. Enti Yangara Assassini Ana. Simple question, pregnant with issues. Sometimes I suspect, folks, that we may be living in a borrowed country, like the Israelites in Egypt. It is as though this is not our country. And those who own this country have really been wicked or wronged us. And so our plan is, before we leave to our promised land, let us cause maximum destruction as a payback. You know, very soon our Moses will come and deliver us and take us home. So just spoil whatever you can. Squander, pollute, chop down, deplete, destroy. No apathy, unconcern, wrong prioritization, hypocritic, and hatred before we leave this country. Yes, we are near Krom. This is not our country. We're only just living here. That's how sometimes I feel. And I raise a couple of points and then you tell me if you feel the same or maybe my feeling is wrong. Folks, it has been quite eventful lately. Oh, yes, it's been quite eventful. Now, let me take you back a little. Not too far back. I know we do a lot of history on this show, but no, just last month, folks. Arise Ghana demonstration. And it was mad with so many, they said, the police said, the demonstrators said, blah, 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 blah. But what really caught my attention was after the hoo-ha and they got to deliver their petition. Folks, when they got to deliver their petition, these were the main differences between Arise Ghana and Occupy Ghana petition. One was the date, the last one was the signatory. In between, there was the cathedral, there was e-levy, and something else. But apart from that, folks, the content. Apart from that, the content. Too much corruption, incompetent ministers, youth unemployment, high taxes, bad roads, fuel price hikes, unreliable energy, runaway dollar, weak economy. The same thing that Occupy Ghana went to complain about. I mean, they could have just literally gone there and says, if you have a photocopy, give it to me. They will just change the date, change the signatory, and add the cathedral to it. Asem Krona, folks, youth unemployment, incompetent ministers, corruption, unable to sack ministers, the dollar is running away from the cedi, the economy is weak, the same thing. Yet, folks, at the time, Arise Ghana folks saw no sense in what Occupy Ghana was trying to prove. And just like a mirror, today, Occupy Ghana people see no sense in what Arise Ghana is trying to prove. Can you imagine? Two groups of people, one country, the same problem, and yet Depending on who's in the Jubilee House, depends on who cares or who doesn't care. How have we been so divided as if it's a cult against our own country? And these are not your proverbial stark illiterate. No. These are the ones with degrees and letters that you cannot imagine. They've passed courses that you dare not even apply for, crash for. The very people we depend on to rescue us. Folks, once upon a time, right here on this show, I expressed concern about how the media was starting or creating a fear reportage with regards to COVID-19. So we got carried away. First, it was like we were disappointed that all the neighboring countries had it, and what about us? So we were running from hospital to hospital to see if somebody had COVID. And then finally we got it. So immediately we switched to fear and anxiety reportage. Kota by June, dear, we shall all be dead. Kind of reportage. Kota by June, dear, we shall all be dead. Kind of reportage. Chasing ministers and asking silly questions. Now, but listen to this. If someone is at home and doesn't come out to report his symptoms, what will you do? Folks, me and yami. Me and yami. Well, I mean, which home? Is the person in Edumasa? Is he in Tamale? How do I know? But these were some of the questions we were asking. How will the minister know? And then I said, we are giving a blank check to the government to spend by creating this atmosphere. And my words on that day were, the day they bring the bill for COVID, you would rather wish for COVID. My words on that day said, the day they bring us the bill for COVID, we would wish for COVID. Free light, free water, free food, free nose masks, free transport, free PPE. Who could really count for the actual numbers? When they say they served 200 people, did you count 200 people? Did you see 200 people? When they say they supplied 1,000 PPEs, were you there? Thousands and billions gone. Gone. But I must commend the government for the flow of information. It was just awesome. As for that one day, it was really awesome. But the updates of information that they were giving us. Folks, if you look at how much we blew during COVID, on top of our existing expenditure, even if we were printing money, folks, there was no way we could print the money fast enough to meet our spending. I mean, just a year cash, I mean, you could not print the money quick enough. For us, it was business as usual. So after we ran out of cash, we tried e-levy. People got upset, refused to use the service, so no money was coming in. Now IMF. And the narrative is just interesting. The narrative is just interesting. My IMF is sexier than your IMF. No. My IMF was more stylish than yours. I mean, yours is due to mismanagement. Mine was due to external shocks. Folks, that's the argument. Whose IMF is sexier or stylish? Where is our shame and pride as a nation that is sitting on so much potential? Where is our shame and pride as a nation positioned in every way to succeed? Where is our oath to swear that never again? So that any president taking the oath of office will swear that I should not go to IMF. If I do, me can't gan and tamkesi. If I take you to IMF, me to gan and tamkesi. I swear never to take Ghana to the IMF. If I do, I have broken the oath of Ghana and therefore violated the oath, and I present myself for petition and even removal from office. Folks, where is our pride? 17 times. Well, at this rate, you qualify to be even employees. You're a worker at MF. You're a worker. Good customers. 17 times. No pride. No shame. We are looking at which one was more sexier. Which IMF was more sexier? How can a people lose it so much? Folks, in 94, South Koreans were so ashamed they could not bear the harsh conditions of IMF. The citizens queued up, donated their personal gold to the state to go and pay these people off nyenye free. Go and pay them off nyenye free. They paid them off. They identified their industries that they want to boost up, and there they went. They were ashamed 17 times, and we are arguing about whose IMF is sexier. So those who lambasted JM for going to the IMF, and they really ripped it into him, are the very people today showering praises on Nanado for going to the very IMF. Sometimes you say, hey, Amashadana. The same person who completely rips JM apart because we're called IMF. So you get Nanado and put him in a palanquin, put an umbrella and fan him and probably play Phantom from Brahms behind him for going to the same IMF. We must be definitely living on a borrowed land. Folks, we must be living in a foreign country. We are yet to go home. So we say no. Or the people who own this country have really wronged us, and we have to pay them back before we go. And so that's the agenda. Saturday last, the NPP held their party executive elections. And the stories about money and the sheer quantum of it. The stories about money and the sheer quantum of it that was just distributed. Sometimes you ask, if you're too poor to sit in a bus to go and sit down and discuss your national problems, should you even be part of the organizations? And here one want to mean for bus and continue baby entie so that you can vote whoever has to lead the party or not. Should you even be a delegate? It sounds harsh. It sounds harsh. But then the reality is, if there's 6,000-7,000 of you, na munyina must muni lorry fare. It's just a mature lorry fare munyina to come. So I tell you that me and Ansah Kwao, I want to lead the party. These are some of my ideas that I want to bring aboard. That's on Monday. Next week, Tuesday, maybe a semi-far lorry fare nipa 7,000. High buses, bear 3,000. Folks, how does it work? I know it sounds a bit harsh, but how do you go about this? So they came, I have to give them TNT, I have to feed them, I have to do that. Well, if the man can't feed, can he decide on who should rule and who shouldn't rule? Shouldn't we be a bit harsher to say, listen, if you are going to be a delegate, these are the sacrifices. You come on your own, you feed on your own, so that when you are making decisions, you make it on your own. But you don't come with my lorry fare, eat my kenke, eat my jollof. And Tiebisan say, why now supporting the crowd? Why? Because he's eating everybody's kenke. You don't make it. Otherwise, somebody will see them. But then we are building a nation. Folks, these guys are not seasoned businessmen that we know of. Well, let me say that I know of. So where from all that money Folks, where from all that money running into millions? We're talking millions of cities to lead a party, not the nation, a party. And we sit and discuss change. Change? From where? From who? The highly indebted elected official? They should suddenly change the system so that they won't recoup the monies they've lost. Why are they from Salvation Army or the Red Cross? No way. Enemy make a change them. Me penisa, I want the old system so I can recoup my money. Don't come and talk to me about good governance and change after you've taken my lorry fare, my kenke and my tea. No. Let me make a change them. That was the change. The change was the lorry fare I gave you. My food, the envelopes you were taking, that was the change. Change be any baby. It's time to pay back. So that's why I'm asking. Or we are just living in somebody's land, they've pissed us off, and therefore we want to mess it up so that when our Moses comes and we go to ours, we leave the rot for them and go. How can the people be so wicked to their own land? Lands that they will leave their children there. Lands that they will leave their grandchildren. The same land. You pay your money and I don't know how. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing out something. Maybe I'm an idealist. Well, you talk to me. Because I'm lost on this one. 0302 216 541. 0302 216 541. Who's my first caller? Hello? Hello?
Hello, Nana.
Yes, sir. Who's my first caller?
Yeah, good evening. Your first caller is Shem mixing your one.
Shem, let me hear you, my brother.
Nana, you hit the nail right on the head. I've always been saying this. You see, until we vote out NPP and NDC, we will never get somebody who is right for the position. Right now, I'm on a hunt, and we should all be on the search for common men and women to govern. Do you know why I'm saying this? Both NPP and NDC they've got their hands so dirty in this practice. As you said, no we are. So Ghanaians need to understand this theory and understand that we cannot expect anything positive from these two. Even if it's just for 4 years, we are supposed to show them that we cannot hand over the country to them continuously. Since the 2000s, these same people have been at the helm of affairs. Obian Fatio and Distractio, nobody has done anything to them, to their governance. Yet they always come with excuses. Look at the current crop of excuses we're having, Nana. One obviously in IMF fetching will be Nana. You see, I always use 3 words. I say they are always mediocre, they are always misguided, and they are always myopic. And for me, I see that as a big problem. Every Ghanaian above 18 who can vote, you should know that the moment you put your son there for NPP or NDC, you are cursing yourself in the next 4 to 8 years. You are not going to get anything positive. Until we understand this theory, we will never go forward. And until any government would come and tackle agriculture, Nana, we'll keep on going in circles. Until people feed themselves, you are not going anywhere as a country. You cannot import. How big is Ukraine? To supply the whole African continent, we are crying for wheat. Yet we have land that can grow everything. Come on, it's sickening. We know the problem. So the people should challenge the status quo by voting out NPP and NDC, period. I'm saying this because the independent candidate has not spent that amount of money yet to get into power. Therefore, he doesn't owe anybody a favor. We the people should see him as a positive person, give him the mantle. 4 years, let's see what you're capable of, because I don't think we need Albert Einstein to rule Ghana. We don't. We just need common men and women to govern us. Thank you very much.
Thank you too, my brother. 0302216541. Hello, who's talking to me?
Yes, sir. Good evening, Nana.
Good evening.
My name is Danny.
Danny?
Yes, Nana.
Nana, let me hear you.
Yes, sir. I don't know. It's just I don't know when the military is better than the democratic thing we have today. It's just appalling. See what we do, and look at where we come to. Very wasteful leaders, just like the NDC, NDP, they can help us. The value is the same. Ghanaians are thinking throwing these two parties out. They simply cannot help us. They are gradually thinking this nation. That is my view.
Thank you for calling. Hello, who's on the line?
Good evening, Nana.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm very well. Who am I talking to?
Nana Kwesi.
Nana Kwesi, let me hear you.
Okay. So, Nana, Ghana, we went to IMF because we don't have money, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe that. I think we have money, but government in power decides on what. So depending on what you ask for, determine whether governments have money or not. That is what's being practiced in this country. It's in this same hardship time that government was busily funding millions of Ghana cedis into the cathedral. It's in this same hard times. It's in this same hard times. So I don't believe there's not money in the country. There is. Now, going forward, Nana, there are some things that till we stop practicing. This is something that I've been saying and I'll not stop saying it. There are some things that till we stop practicing it, no amount pushed into government coffers will be enough. Nana, let's start this campaign. Let's take the constitution and look into the kind of things that it has given life, the kind of spending, like the ex gracias, like some bonuses and all that. Let's take the constitution and look at the kind of monies that it has allowed for politicians to spend on themselves when they are employed by the state. Let's look at state-owned institutions, the CEOs, the directors, the managers. Let's look at the kind of salaries they take, the bonuses, the kind of allowances. Let's look at all. Let's start this campaign, Anna. Let's look at all that and combine them together annually, and let's compare it. Say, that expenses now you boss and package where you want. Let's compare it to the development and developmental name compare. Say, if we say we are doing developmental projects, the kind of figures we quote and we need for those projects, no, say difference. No, these are what is killing Ghana. So you do all this. We are going to IMF. IMF will give us money, and we will come back and practice the same thing with the IMF money. So at the end of the day, you basically honor still back to zero. Nana, we perceive way because it looks like our attention is not going there, especially the constitution. Who can ask us? Rebecca just say constitution amount. Obia big brought to allowance, and this is not peanuts money. Ebu manually saying, Nana, yes, starting few then we will start the fight because they are killing Ghana. This is what is killing the country. And here, Obibetono, 1 cedi, no, Ukoton show 1 cedi. A buying government, a buying betono, 50, a buying Kwama Koton 50 cedis. Uto cement 50 cedis, a buying Kwama Koton 100 cedis. That is what is killing the country. Nana, let's start from there.
Thank you very much, my brother. I love the passion. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello, Nana. That's Richard.
Richard, let me hear you.
Nana. And you're ready. Mr. Mitchell, you're not my stress.
Yes, send me a call. Yes, send me a call. I don't think we will. Yes,
Nana. I went to now, or the president, and I saw a MP. Until my Saban, also here until Amaba. And I'm with the global no back. And I'm also not so persuaded the MP. I went into the one I dream when you were with you. I didn't know the office, Unya Albefa. And it is idea on also better that our cacao as a coffee or the way. A 2 hour trauma. Why do you expect him to get the money after he has given it to you? Nowhere. So you obey you to Massacre. And Juma obey Oba minister and obey president. Kakana and Kawasu Dugu Homa in Ayatino. We didn't care to Alka into your first canoe. So the change we are all crying for, they have already given it to us. With rice, television, and the rest. So we shouldn't expect anything from anywhere until we change our own minds and then realize that the country is for us. Let me change my own mind towards how I do things. So then Ansah son, who wants to become MP, can be responsible and accountable to me. But if I decide that, oh, Kofi, Mamekaka now, so you say, I did one I'm a trauma or one I'm a trauma. I branch and the idea of my officer Kunyane, which I say we change baby.
Thank you very much. Now, this idea of this TNT for delegate, I'm saying that if you're a delegate and you know you can't afford transportation to the meeting grounds to listen to what the policies and the plans of the candidates, don't offer yourself to be a delegate. I'm not saying you're not wise enough. I'm not saying you're not smart enough. But I'm saying that, let's say you are in Accra, right? And the delegate says, let's meet at Obrasport. And you say, I live in Adenta, so unless you give me transportation, I can't get to Obrasport. It disqualifies you from being a delegate. Because there's 6,000 of you, and you don't expect me to pay 6,000 lorry fare to come and listen to my idea. And if I visit you 3 times, and then on the day of voting, apart from the lorry fare, Bibi Kakra. So I'm saying, if you are too poor, don't be a delegate. Who's talking to me?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Nana, my name is Wafasam. I'm calling from Oibi.
Wafasam, let me hear you.
Yes, Nana, this is my first time of calling, but anytime I listen to you, I become too angry. I've gotten to a point where I believe in this country, there are certain people, we don't need them. They have to be in the prisons. Either they have to be shot or they have to be confined. That is my simple solution. There are certain class of people, they don't deserve to live in our country, Ghana. They are so toxic, they are so poisonous, and they are infesting the generations that they are supposed to be living and bequeathing good morals to. We have to confine them from the system. I have 2 propositions. We have to get to that point. That is one. Number 2 will be that the current citizen must be given the option of taking ourselves through a referendum. Either we, the citizens, must nominate a country that can use the resources of this country for proper development. So we will elect, through referendum, we elect a country we want them to come here. My last proposition will be that we sign a bilateral agreement with a country like China. They should come and take Ghana through how they punish officialdom when they embezzle the country's resources. When anytime we are talking about China is the next superpower and all of that, they should read how China has gotten to where they are. Where China was virtually keeping officialdom who were stealing from the state in underground prisons, arresting officialdom, including their children. Maybe we need such a bilateral agreement. China must come and take Ghana, the officials of Ghana, through how they have used the resources of this country.
I share your passion. Sometimes that's how you feel. Why don't you give it up and do it? You share that passion. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, who's talking to me?
Yeah, I'm Bernard, calling from Adesi.
Bernard, let me hear you.
Thank you, Nana, very much for the topic you have brought this evening. Growing up, I thought I could have hope in this country. When I completed school and I started working, I thought I could live in this country and then make something out of my life. When my friends were telling me, Ben, let's leave, let's go, let's leave this country, Canada, let's go. I said, no, I believe in Ghana. But Nana, I tell you right now, I have no hope for this country. And one of the decisions I regret is not leaving the shores of this country. I mean, can I live a meaningful life in this Ghana for my children? I doubt it now. When you look at what is going on in this country, and I ask myself, is there a future for me here? I can't believe what is happening. Now, you know, when they started with this polling station something, and people were rushing for this, these people, are they really for this job or so? So the polling station will start. They will take for the constituency. These people will also come. The regional they will take. So, like it was their season. Yes, it was their season. And we are doing all these things, and we expect corruption to end. And our people have bought into that, and they are not ready to stop it. So until we begin the change with ourselves, like my brother said, I can't see the end to this.
Thank you so much for calling, my brother. 0302216541. Hello, who's talking to me?
Jacob, Etienne Jr.
Jacob, let me hear you.
Great. You see, what happened, I'm so happy that now the youth are becoming angrier. And as a result of what happened, now the youth have seen the empirical evidence of deterioration of the situation and how bad our leaders are. So now, the youth will rise up and remove all the old people, the politicians who are becoming, making records. So, it is going to send a wisdom to the youth on the ground who are going to vote for the next election. Is that okay? If the politicians, the leaders know how to steal the nation and send the money outside and go and spend it with their families, the youth are going to see the politicians as enemies of their current status. And then their families are becoming enemies of the communities in which they live. So any politician and its relatives are enemies of the constituents of the constituency. Are you getting it? And when we get to that level, the politician will have nowhere to hide. And it will force them to do the right thing. And the youth will vote the age cabal, the aged cabal. Vote them out because we have more knowledgeable youth, more community-oriented, committed people to change the future of the youth in this country. So we have to use broom to sweep them out. I'm so happy people saw how money was being shared. And people saw how politicians are so bad and lie. Look at the lies they told them. They say we don't have money. Yet they're able to share money in dollars. Meanwhile, school feeding. They don't have food for them. It tells you that all your leaders, look at the salary they are taking. Look at the allowances they are taking. If we are sensible leaders, they will cut those things and push it to the school, the free education, because that is where the poor children are. So now, I'm so happy. People have seen it, and they will take their own decision and punish the politicians until the youth rise up and take the decision that we will punish the politicians and the bad leaders. It will not change. This is the time. Every generation, every time, and its leadership. Now, the youth, with the advent of social media, the youth are learning, and the politician will have nowhere to hide.
Thank you very much for that call. 0302216541. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello, Nana. Good evening. My name is Nana Kwesi.
Nana Kwesi, let me hear you.
Yes. I commend you for the good work you are doing.
Thank you.
I have a simple submission. You know, our politicians have lied to us for a very long time. But it's also got to do with our own attitude as individuals, as Ghanaians. How passionate are we in our dealings, in all our endeavors towards our country? If you are given a government appointment, or if you enrolled in any government institution, how diligent are you going to work? How passionate are you towards whatever role or position that they give you? I think we all need to change. We shouldn't be blaming pushing all the blame on the politicians. But I think we ourselves, we as individuals, we need to blame ourselves as well. We all need to change our ways.
Rakosi, thank you so much for that call. And hello, who's talking to me?
And good evening. This is Godson from Ponkatamanso.
Godson, let me hear you, my son.
Yes, Nana. The things have become some way. The country has become some way. But I think there's a way we can change all this. Let's start with ourselves. Let's start with our children. Let's start with the younger ones. As for the politician who has reached a certain point already, he is near to his grave. For anything, when he dies, he goes. Maybe the properties that he leaves behind is what the families will be struggling over. But if we want a better tomorrow, let's start it forgetting the politician. Let's start from our homes. Let it become that when it is raining, let's not tell our children to bring the boiler to come and pour into the drain. Let us not build in the waterlogged places. Let us pay what is due our house help. Let us take our children to school. Let us teach them how to win and how to lose. Let us teach them values that tomorrow when they get to our stage, they will not repeat the same thing. Other than that, we are going nowhere. We will complain, but we will not achieve any result out of it. Thank you very much, Nana.
And the people said, Amen. God's in Tenge. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello, Nana. This is George. Sir George.
Sir George, let me hear you.
Of Sakama.
Let me hear you, my brother.
Nana, I think most of the callers have said everything. But one thing that I want to add is that the line from the politician is too much. How bad? How on earth can people have doctrine tell us ID card is better than overhead? Oh, 10,000 overhead. What are we saying?
Maybe it was metaphorical. Maybe it was metaphorical.
Say that again.
Maybe it was metaphorical. He was just trying to...
It wasn't metaphorical.
Maybe it was metaphorical.
Consistently, this man like to work. Nana, enjoy your evening.
Thank you for calling, my brother, and thank you for listening. 0302 216 541. Tony says, please, what about civil and public servants who are doing worse things behind the scene? And it's all blamed on the politician. That's Tony. Hello, who's talking to me?
Good evening, Nana.
Good evening.
My name is Kwame, speaking from Kwabenya.
Kwame, let me hear you.
I'm so sad this evening. I only heard a lady passed away in the, I think, eastern region. Central region or something like that because of fuel for ambulance in Ghana. That's so sad. Ambulance doesn't even have fuel. Even carry patients to the hospital. That we're even requesting her to pay for fuel before they transport her to Accra. And she suddenly lost her life. You know, it's so sad that we live in this country where politicians can spend millions of cedis just to contest for election, just to win. But one of your callers said something that you don't have to completely blame the politicians because, you know, you have a politician who is genuinely want to come into power to serve. But how do you get in? Because you have to pay your way in to get into the system to serve. So we, the citizens, also need something from these politicians before we give them power, and they have to pay to get into power. So when they come in, they've spent so much and they have to make their money back. So I don't know where we have to start from, but something needs to be done about that.
Thank you very much. Something definitely needs to be done. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hi, Nana. Good evening.
Good evening.
This is Justice from Lakeside.
Let me hear you.
So, Nana, my answer is simple. I think we don't have leaders, but we rather have misleaders who mislead us for their own parochial interest. Have a good evening, Nana.
Good evening to my brother. I say congratulations to Odeneho Kwao Akoto III, Overlord of Akwamu. Last Akwesidaye was fantastic. Say thank you to Otobo Jankwesi. Thank you to Osaberi Manfehine. Okukurubo Dodo Wahine. Berima Abuajitano from Asamankase. Anna Wadie from Kwao Abetifi. Thank you to Minister Matthew Opoku Prempe, MP Thomas Ampim Nyako, Pius Hajide. They all graced the occasion, made it grand, made it beautiful. It was a call for unity from the Akwamu state to all Akwamu sons and daughters, home and away, to come together. Chief Nuruddin, I see you. Good evening. Ajawule Ukitikata, Ajawule Ukitikata, happy 50th birthday to you from Chief Nuruddin. Esther Yoku, very belated happy birthday. But still happy birthday. Sewa Ampafu Brakatu, Queen Mother of Edumasan, the Republic. Thank you for an excellent organization, beautiful protocol work. Good evening to you, Erama, PA for Nana Afrakoma. Thank you to you, Dr. Edusa Kodia, for the Peninsula Report. I don't know who's your dasi. Papa. Maxwell Akpagwa is ready. Kofi has lined up some real good tunes. You know what? When Israel was in Egypt land, let my people go. Because, we are definitely Egypt land, and when we are leaving, we'll blast them with locusts and kill their first sons and everything before we leave. I would think of whether to destroy it further or repair it. As for me, I am Nana Ansah Kwao IV, Chief of the Little Republic of Akwamu Edumasan. And I say, until the lions have their own historians, tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. Abe Kusan Kofi was on the ones and twos. Don't you even touch that dial.